catch. It's gonna be on the radio next week. Write those shit. Write that down.
Keep an ear out.
Write that down. Hey guys, I'm Michele Burmaster. Today we're gonna learn how to squat. This is my friend Laura. Today we're gonna teach all you non-squatters out there how to squat. Squatting for non-squatters. Never squatted before? Today's your day. Do you remember the first time you ever squatted?
Yes.
So today we're going to teach you 2 tricks that are going to help you learn how to squat. Before you can squat a barbell, you have to learn how to squat your body. So, the best thing you can do if you've never squatted before is find a bench. Or find a chair that has like a longer butt pad area. A regular chair might only be about this deep. You want to find something that's maybe a little bit deeper than that. But a chair will do if that's all you have. So you're going to get your bench or your chair and you're going to sit on it. So just sit on it. And you want to sit on it far back enough to where you feel like you have a lot of butt on the chair. From there, the second thing you want to look at is, are your knees over your ankles, over your heels? Because when you stand up from the squat and when you go back down into the squat, the last thing you want to happen is for your knees to go in front of your toes. That's bad news. You don't want to do that. So we're going to program the squat to your body by getting in this nice seated position with really good posture with your knees right over your heels. From there, you're going to think about standing up. Now, naturally, we have the tendency to stand up with our heads forward. Okay? But what Laura's going to focus on right now is a straight diagonal line from her hips seated to her hips standing, which means she's going to drive through her heels to her hips, straight up with really good posture, keeping her head up the whole time. Go ahead and try. Boom. Just like that. So, that's the top half of your squat. Now, we need to focus on practicing getting down there. So, without letting her upper body come forward, she's going to try her best to keep her shoulders over her hips, and she's going to sit as far back into her heels as she can. Go ahead and sit back. Boom. And then stand back. Boom. Now, whenever somebody comes to me and they've never squatted before, they're going to do this for a couple weeks before we take it away. But go ahead and do it a couple more times. She's sitting directly back into her heels, as far back as she can go on the bench, and she's standing up from her heels, getting that straight line on her hips, right back up. Now, in a perfect world, we would take this bench away and her squat would look exactly the same, but unfortunately, without the bench, she's got to work a little bit more lower back, a little bit more upper back, and a little bit more abs. In addition to her hip mobility, it's going to look just a little bit different, but if she does about 10,000 of these, when I take the bench away, it's going to be a lot easier for her to know how to get that backward motion as opposed to the forward motion of the squat that her body tries to do. So I'm just going to stay right there, Laura. I'm just going to take the bench away and go ahead and squat. Boom. Pretty similar. You'll see her upper body comes a little bit more forward, but that's just to overcompensate for the fact that there's nothing for her to land on behind her, but it looks really good. Awesome. Good job. Now we're going to go show you one more trick that's going to help you with your squat. So if you want to learn how to squat to parallel without putting something underneath you, you can use the stability ball to take some weight off of your upper body. It's going to allow for better body mechanics lowering down into the squat, and it's going to help with your hip mobility, getting you back up. So you're going to take the ball and you're just going to put it in between your back and wall. You're going to separate your feet about hip width. Now that's something else I should mention real quick. There's no correct or incorrect distance as far as the space between your feet is concerned in any kind of squat. Everybody's body's different, everybody's legs are a different length, so really it depends on where you feel comfortable. Now there does come a certain point where the width will be working against you as far as workload is concerned, so really let's not be dramatic. Maybe about here, hip width and a half, or about hip width and no more narrow than that. But it's all a personal preference. Also, you can choose to point your feet out at a 45-degree angle, or you can choose to keep them nice and parallel with one another. Totally up to you. So play around with it. Try a couple different ways and find out what works for you. And as your mobility and strength changes, the distance between your feet and the angle might want to change as well. Totally fine. Okay, so Laura has the ball between her back and the wall, and she's just going to squat down until her butt is as close to parallel to her knees as she's comfortable. From there, she's going to drive through her heels and bring her body straight back up. Okay, go. Boom, just like that. Good, did it a couple times? So when Laura first starts this, she might only be going like a quarter of the way down, and then over time, she's loosening up and strengthening her hip flexors, her stabilizers, and gaining more mobility so that she's able to then go full range. Now again, in a perfect world, this is what a squat would look like if I were to Photoshop this ball out. Laura would be squatting straight up and down just like this. But it doesn't exactly translate directly over to our body weight practice without any tools. But the idea is that you're programming the backward pressure motion so that you're able to sit back into your heels and sit back upright without letting your upper body come forward at all. Okay, do it one more time. Good. Okay, so don't move. I'm going to take the ball, and I want you to squat one more time. Oh, good. Nice. Good job, Laura. Squat.
Literally, that was the first move I've ever squatted that ball.
Oh.
I've done that before.
Oh, you did really good. I liked it.
It's my first time.
This is Michele Burmaster with Sean Flanagan, San Francisco Bay and beyond health and fitness extravaganza